Hello and welcome back to the channel. With the World Cup literally hours away, I'm recording this at 7 o'clock on the 13th, so this is the Wednesday. The World Cup kicks off tomorrow night, with the first game being Russia, the hosts at home to Saudi Arabia. I found this little spreadsheet on it, this little Excel spreadsheet, for a World Cup 2018 prediction challenge. I will leave the link in the description below. I did find this on another video on the True Brits channel. I'm sure he doesn't need any plugging or any acknowledgement, but because he's bloody huge. But that's where I found this, so happy days. So I thought, because we are on the eve of the tournament, let's have a little look and see how we get on and what we reckon will happen in this year's World Cup. Of course, we have no idea what's going to happen. Now, as you know, myself and Michael did do a review of the draw and our little prediction video type thing when the draw was made for the groups, but that was quite a while ago. Link in the little annotation I thing, if you want to go and have a look at that, which I recommend. It's good crack. You'll enjoy it. Put it on whilst, I don't know, plastering or building ships in a bottle, I don't know. But anyway, yes, a lot of things change, and now it's time to actually predict some scores. So, because I'm so good at predictions, as you can tell from my Premier League predictions. But anyway, we shall batter on, as they say, and just see how we get on. This should be a good laugh, actually. So here we go. So here we are, the first game, of course, Russia versus Saudi Arabia. Both sides not exactly world beaters. I think this is going to be an absolutely thoroughly dull game. But what? Do Russia sneak it 1-0? Yes, I'll say Russia will sneak this game 1-0. So as you can see, the groups update in real time, which is really cool. So fair play to whoever made this. I'll see if I can find your name and include you in the description below. Egypt versus Uruguay. Oh god, Egypt. Of course, it's Mohamed Salah. It's and 10 other lads. But will they score in this? I think he'll score, so I'll give Egypt 1. But I think Uruguay will win. I think there'll be 3-1. For Uruguay, Russia versus Egypt. I'd say Egypt are going to sneak that 1-0. 2-0 Egypt, actually, I think. Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia. Uruguay, I think, are going to win that by 4-0. I think they're going to absolutely run riot on Saudi Arabia. I think they're also going to do the exact same for Russia. I think it'll be a 3-1 game. Saudi Arabia versus Egypt. I feel really bad because I don't have Saudi Arabia scoring a single goal. Tell you what, I'll give them a goal against Egypt, and I'll say Egypt win that by 2-1. And there is our final table for Group A. Uruguay top, Egypt second, Russia third, Saudi Arabia fourth. So Group A winners will be Uruguay, runners up will be Egypt. So we move on to Group B, in the spirit of being alphabetical, with Portugal, Spain, Morocco and Iran. Good grief. Portugal, Spain, that is obviously the highlight of this group. But with Spain today sacking Julio Lopetegui on the eve of the tournament, that's mad. Fernando Hierro coming in to replace him. That could throw a spanner in the works, so but I don't know. This is why predictions are so difficult, and this was a terrible idea. Portugal, although I do think I don't think Portugal really are as strong as everyone's really making out to be. Tell you what, I will have Spain winning that game by 2-1. And then Morocco versus Iran, two footballing powerhouses. I'll say Morocco take that 1-0. Portugal, Morocco, that's going to be a 3-0 win. Portugal, I reckon. Iran, actually no, I'll give Morocco a goal there. 3-1, I'd say. Iran are going to get absolutely spanked by Spain, but how many will they score? I'll say 5. I'll say Spain will run riot on Iran, and Iran will be the whipping boys of this particular tournament. Oh, of this group, I should say, not of the tournament. Iran, Portugal. See, although Portugal could come into this tournament with a kind of false sense of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Thinking that they're better than they actually are and get very complacent. They could do a France from 2010 and just implode and go a bit mad. So Iran, I'll give you. Will you score? Again, no, I don't think you're going to score a single goal in this tournament. I'll say Portugal take it by 2-0. Then Spain versus Morocco. I will say will be 3-1 Spain. Which leaves the group looking thusly. Spain will top the group with Portugal second, obviously. Spain to go unbeaten, to score 10 goals, bloody hell. Portugal second, Morocco third, Iran. Iran? It's Iran, you fool. To finish in fourth. Moving on to Group C with France, Australia, Peru and Denmark. No. This could be intriguing. France. Oh god, Australia, I'm so very sorry, but I think you're going to get absolutely wrecked in the opening game. 3-0. Peru versus Denmark. Now see, this could be quite the interesting game. I'll say that that's going to be a draw, I would say. No, not 11. Good grief. 1-1, I'll say there. France versus Peru. I'd say France are going to 3-1, I think. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic with these scores, but I do want to see a lot of goals. Thank you. Denmark, Australia. You know what? I'll say that's going to be a 2-1 game in favour of Denmark. Denmark against France. Oh God Almighty. 3-0 France. No, 2-0 France. 2-0 France. I say that they'll already have qualified and then they'll throw the kids out in that game. Well, not the kids, but the reserves. And Australia versus Peru. I'll say Australia will score in this game. And Peru will 1-1, actually. 1-1. Which leaves us thusly. France topping with 9 points, unbeaten. Denmark in second. Peru going through in third. And Australia bottom of the group with a single point. Yeah, maybe. Oh, do I put Peru through them? No, I'll stick with what I have. I'll move on to Group D. Group D with Argentina, my boys Iceland, who I'm not managing. So, sorry, Blonde Cramington is not managing. Don't ruin the illusion of the theatre. Croatia and Nigeria. This is going to be, apart from Argentina obviously going through, this could be quite a difficult group to call. So Argentina, I think, are going to. You know what? I think Iceland will get a draw against Argentina. I really do. I think it'll be a 1-1 game. Well, at least be a draw. Croatia, Nigeria, I think will also be a draw. I think that'll be 1-1 as well, because I don't see anybody. Not 11, for the love of God. Argentina, Croatia, I think Argentina may. I don't know, though. Hence why we do predict 2-1, I'll say, in favour of Argentina. Nigeria, Iceland. Now, do I go with the head or with the heart here? Nigeria. You know what? I'll have Iceland beating Nigeria, I think. It's purely going on their record in the Euros and since in qualifying for Iceland. I think Iceland topped the group, if I remember rightly. So, yeah, Iceland, I think. And then Nigeria, Argentina. Argentina will be through at this stage, so they could afford to throw out the same as the France in the previous group, to throw out the reserves. So, let's say Nigeria will score. And the Argentina, 1-1, I'll say. For some reason I have a feeling that Argentina are not going to stroll this group as much as they think they are. Iceland, Croatia. I think Croatia might. 1-0 Croatia, I'll say. Which leaves the group looking like this. Iceland to progress over Croatia. Group E, or as I call it, the foregone conclusion group. Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica and Serbia. Oh god, Brazil versus Switzerland. I think they will make quite the impression in the opening game and win that game by 3-1. Costa Rica, who I think could be a real sleeper in this tournament. I think we'll do Serbia by 2-0. These are rapid fire now, because I don't want this video to drag on for too long of me just going and various other things that sound like stalling, because they are. Brazil versus Costa Rica, I think I will say that will be 1-1. Right, not right, for the love of God. 1-1. I think that Costa Rica will be stern opposition, and Serbia versus Switzerland will also be a draw, but we'll go with the first goalless draw of the tournament so far. And Serbia versus Brazil, I'd say Brazil will take out any frustrations in that draw with Costa Rica out on Serbia with a 3-0 win. And Switzerland will be a 1-1 draw with Costa Rica. I need to stop typing 11. This is ridiculous. Which leaves the group looking thusly: Brazil with 7 points ahead of Costa Rica, Switzerland, and then Serbia, rounding out Group E. Group F of Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea. Germany, I think, will take the opening game by 2-1 over Mexico. Sweden, South Korea. God, that could be really, really dull. I'll say that'll be another 0-0. Germany, Sweden, 3-1 in favour of Germany. South Korea will, I think, score against Mexico, but I think Mexico will win the game by 2-1. South Korea will get ruined by Germany by 3-0. And Mexico against Sweden will be a 1-0 game in favour of Mexico. See, look how quickly you can get through these groups if you don't talk nonsense. Leaving the group, Germany qualifying with Mexico in second, Sweden and South Korea both on a single point. We move on to Group G: Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England. Belgium, Panama. God love you, Panama, but I want you to do well, but it's going to be 5-0 in favour of Belgium, I think. Then Tunisia versus England. I think, based purely on the fact that this was the opening game for both these sides in the France '98 World Cup, I'll go with a 2-0 win to England, but it will be dull. Belgium, Tunisia. I think Belgium will. I think Belgium will do a Russia in the in 2008 Euros, where they'll actually steamroller everybody until they get to the latter stages. So it's going to be a 3-1 win in favour of Belgium. England versus Panama will be a dull 1-0. And then England-Belgium, I think England will score one, but Belgium will win that by 2-1. And Panama versus Tunisia. I want to give Panama a goal. And I think they'll get a draw against Tunisia. A creditable draw, which leaves Belgium top in the group unbeaten, England on 6 points, Panama on 3. What? Panama on 3? No, there we go. Update the group, you fool. Belgium, England, Tunisia, and Panama finishing bottom with a -6 goal difference. And the final group predictions. We're rattling through this now. Fantastic. Poland, Senegal, Colombia, and Japan. Poland, Senegal. Interesting. I'm going to call that as 2-2. A high-scoring opening game of this group. And Colombia, Japan, I would say, is going to be 2-0 in favour of Colombia. Poland versus Colombia. Now, this could be the game that decides who finishes first and second in the group. We will go with a 1-1 draw, I think, though. And then Japan... Oh, God. Will, I think, lose to Senegal by 2-1, and then get beat off Poland by 2-0. Senegal, Colombia, no. You know what? I'm gonna have Senegal scoring 1 and Colombia scoring 3, which leaves the group like this: Colombia to top, Colombia to top with Poland in second, Senegal in third, and Japan bottom of Group H. So we move into the knockout stages. Here is how my table looks so far. We have Uruguay versus Portugal, France versus Iceland in a repeat of the Euros, Brazil, Mexico, Belgium, Poland, Spain versus Egypt, Argentina, Denmark, Germany, Costa Rica, and Colombia versus England. Some very interesting matchups in here. So let's see. France versus Iceland. They beat them 5-2, I think, in the Euros, so I think it's going to be a similar result for the French. I think it's going to be a 3-1 win for France, I feel, unfortunately for my boys. Brazil versus Mexico. I think will be quite high scoring, actually. We'll say it's going to be 4-2 to Brazil. Belgium versus Poland, God knows. 2-1, I think. I think that's going to be a lot closer, a lot tighter than the previous two games. Spain versus Egypt, God knows. I think it'll be a 2-0 win to Spain, however. Argentina, Denmark. Argentina are definitely winning this, but it's by how many? I will say they win it by 3-0. I say them. See Denmark being shut out by Argentina. Germany, Costa Rica played each other in the opening game of the 2006 World Cup, and I think that finished 4-2. So we'll go with 4-2. Why not? As an exact repeat. Colombia, England. God, this is difficult actually. I'll say it'll be 1-1 in extra. So what happens here if I put in a draw just for the matter of nothing? I have to pick a winner. 2-1 England, I think, purely because they'll just put in a very dogged performance against the likes of Colombia. So we move on to the quarterfinals. France versus Brazil. Good grief, what an absolute blockbuster of a game that would be. France, Brazil, two of the big favourites for this tournament, and they're meeting in the quarterfinals. Oh, Lord Almighty! Why is this so difficult? Just pick two numbers. It's not hard. I will say it will be a. I'd say it'll go to extra time definitely, and then I think Brazil will. No, France will win it on penalties. So I'd say it'll be 2-2 in normal time, and then France will win on penalties. So therefore it's 3-2 to France. Belgium versus Spain. God, this is another one that's difficult to call. Why are Brazil into the semi? What? Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot about Uruguay versus Portugal. You spanner. Oh my God. Uruguay. This is the round of 16. What an idiot. God Almighty. Uruguay. I think you'll do Portugal actually, by 2-1. So it'll be Uruguay versus France, and then I think France will win that by 3-1. There we go, this makes it a little bit easier. So it'll be Belgium versus Brazil now, actually. So, yeah, same instance, I think it'll be 2-2 in extra time. It'll go to penalties, and Brazil will win it on penalties, thus 3-2 to Brazil. Spain versus Argentina, good grief. I think Argentina might do Spain, actually. I think they might do them by 2-1, we'll say. And then Germany, England. It was 4-1 last time. I will say it'll be a 3-1 win to Germany. I think England are going to go out. Semi-finals. There we go. Now it's France versus Brazil. We got there eventually. Don't let me in charge of any heavy machinery. France, Brazil. I said France were going to win it in normal time, or I'll stick with the scenario I had previously, where it'll be 2-2, and then France will win on penalties, so 3-2 to France. Argentina versus Germany, a repeat of the 2014 final in the semi-finals. I think Germany will have enough about them. I think they'll keep Argentina. No, I don't think they'll keep Argentina out. I think it'll be a 2-1 result to Germany. So so our final is France versus Germany. Third place playoff, Brazil versus Argentina. I think Brazil will have that by 3-1. So Brazil will be finishing third, Argentina in fourth. But this is the one, the important one. France versus Germany in the World Cup final. France, they choked in the Euros at home, and I think they're going to choke again. I think Germany is going to win this game by 2-0. And there it is, confirmation that Germany will win the 2018 World Cup, with France in second, Brazil in third, and Argentina in fourth. So there you go, those are my, off the top of my head, based on absolutely bugger all predictions for the World Cup. Really, just a bit of fun, really, just ahead of the World Cup. Like I said, I will leave the link for this spreadsheet in the description below, and try and find the fella, or the lady, of course, who came up with this little spreadsheet, and give them a bit of a shout out as well. So why don't you have a go at it yourself and let me know your top 4 in the comment section below, and if you are in fact looking forward to the World Cup. But why wouldn't you? Of course, I have booked the next week off work to watch the World Cup because I'm cool. But until then, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, boo, absolutely. do hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you're notified of when we make new videos, and give it a wee like, give it a share, give it all that good stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and we will of course see you in the next one.